Today we're looking at scatter plots and relations and functions. A scatter plot is a graph that relates two groups of data. So on our scatter plot we could have three different correlations. We could have a positive, which means both are increasing. So both of our groups of data are increasing. We have a negative correlation where one increases and the other decreases. And we can have a no correlation, so they're not related. So let's take a look and make a scatter plot of this given data. So I know my dollars spent and then my gallons bought. So I make my scatter plot 10, 6.3, 11, 6.1, 9, 5.6, 10, 5.5, 13, 8.3, 5, 2.9, 8, 5.2, and 4, 2.7. Okay, let's describe the trend in each scatter plot. So this is a positive trend because both of our data sets are increasing. This is a negative trend because one is increasing while the other is decreasing. And this one is no correlation. Alright, so if we look at the number of calories burned and the time spent exercising, this would be a positive correlation because as the number of calories increase, so does the time spent exercising. So if we look at the length of a baby at birth and the month in which it was born, this is no correlation because the month the baby was born has nothing to do with the length of the baby. Alright. If change in one quantity causes change in a second quantity, then the quantities have a causal relationship. Quantities can be related and not have causation. So we want to know if, how are the following quantities related? Do the following quantities have causation? So the number of cavities and the size of an elementary student's vocabulary. There is no causation because the number of cavities a student has nothing to do with their vocabulary. The depth of a snowfall in the mountain, time spent clearing the driveway. This has causation, and it's a positive correlation because the more snow, the longer you have to clean your driveway. For right now, we're not going to look at these. We're going to come back to those. So let's move on down here. A student used a graphing calculator, a data collector, and a motion detector to make the graph below. It shows a classmate's distance from the motion detector. During which section was the student walking toward the motion detector? They were moving towards the detector in section 1 because as they kept moving, their distance was decreasing the closer they got to the motion detector. During which section was the student walking away from the detector? That was 2, because as they kept walking away, their distance was becoming greater, and they were standing still in section 3.